Hey guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So in the last class, we have started next generation network security. Under network security, we started next generation firewall. So we are discussing about generations of firewall. So far, we completed packet filtering. So second one is circuit level gateway. So circuit level gateway, it's the second generations of the firewall.
Excuse me,
Okay,
sir.
from yes, please.
Sir, actually today we have a festival. We
Okay,
have to do namaz prayers.
okay.
My request, sir, complete the class early, sir.
Yeah, I will complete it by. So when do you want to do prayer?
8:30.
Yeah, I will complete by 8 o'clock itself. Is that be okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, no problem. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so second one is circuit level gateway. It's a second generations of firewall, basically. Okay, so in this circuit level gateway, so as we discussed, part of TCP three-way handshake in transport layer. Okay, so in between client and server, or maybe in between client and application, or maybe in between two devices, if you want to communicate, so normally it will follow TCP three-way handshake for connection establishment purpose. So what circuit level gateway it will do? So it will complete whether TCP three-way handshake is completed or not. And also it will provide the, based on the policies or rules configured, what is the status of the packet, whether packet is dropped or whether packet is allowed or whether packet is, okay, so retransmitted or there are no other packets to send. So that is called circuit level gateway. Based on the policies configured, the circuit level gateway or generations of firewall, so it can provide the whether TCP three-way handshake is completed or not. If TCP three-way handshake is completed, what is the status of the packet? Whether it is allowed or blocked, or whether transmitted, or whether it is retransmitted, whether it is dropped, and so on. So that is called circuit level gateway. Okay. So how we can define this one? These generations of firewall will provide in between client and server. Is there TCP three-way handshake is completed? If so, what is the status of the packet based on the rules configured? Whether packet is allowed or packet is dropped or packet is retransmitted or packet is dropped. So I will show practically this one Fortinet firewall under log and reports tab. So forwarded traffic option is available. So there I will show practically. Okay, so that is about circuit level gateway. So next one is stateful inspection. It's one of the interview question, guys. What is stateful inspection? Third one, stateful inspection. Interview question, this one. If you're going for firewall interview, they'll ask what is stateful inspection. So opposite to stateful inspection is stateless. So stateful and stateless. So what this stateful inspection firewall will do? Already we discussed this topic part of IP spoofing category of the attack. So under spoofing category, so we discussed about 4 different types of category of the attacks. One is IP spoofing. Second one is email spoofing. Third one is ARP spoofing or ARP poisoning attack or ARP catchy poisoning attack. And fourth one is DNS spoofing or DNS amplification or DNS poisoning attack. Okay. So under IP spoofing category of the attacks, we discussed about mitigation steps. How can we mitigate IP spoofing category of the attacks? So there I was saying that stateful inspection firewall and also deep packet inspection firewall. Okay. So stateful inspection firewall meaning here, in between client and server, whenever any user is trying to access any of the application or server or database and so on, It will complete TCP three-way handshake. Not only that one, even it will provide what is the status of the packet, whether it is in the synchronization status, or whether it is in the sync plus acknowledgement status, or whether it is acknowledgement status, or whether it is urgent status, or finish status, or push status, or maybe, okay, so acknowledgement status. So along with the circuit level gateway, even this stateful inspection firewall, it will provide the status of the packet, whether it is reached, or whether it is in the synchronization state, or whether it is in acknowledgement state, or whether it is finished state, or whether it is urgent state or push state, and so on. So that is called stateful inspection. So whenever any generations of firewalls are coming from 1990 to till today, so always they will add existing features. So what is mean by this one? Example, if it is stateful inspection, it's the combination of packet filtering. So that is the first generation, and circuit level gateway, that is second generation. So third one is obviously state of the packet. So take example, even any Samsung mobile or Redmi mobile, even Apple mobile also. So they will release, maybe take example of Apple itself, maybe 14s or 13 Pro, or maybe 15s and 16s and so on. So why they are developing all these new models and new, okay, so hardware model numbers and so on. So because they are adding existing features along with that one, they are adding new features as well, and they are putting one of the model number. Same thing is applicable to here as well. So existing generations of the firewall doesn't have those many capabilities or features, and whenever any time is increasing, in that scenario they will add new features. So in this particular scenario, maybe packet filtering it can do in the router level only for packet allowing and packet dropping based on the access controls we are configuring. Okay, in the circuit level gateway, packet filtering additionally whether TCP three-way handshake is completed or not. In the similar way, in stateful inspection, packet filtering, circuit level gateway, these are all existing features. Additionally, even it will provide the state of the packet as well. Okay, maybe next one is application level gateway. In that scenario, along with these three, it will add in between user and application, it will act a bridge or gateway. So this is the way how that sequence will go. So existing features along with that one, some of the new features they will add. So that is mean by generations of the firewalls. Okay, so as I said, out of all these generations of the firewall, stateful inspection is important interview question. That too, if you are going dedicated to firewall vacancy. So based on the policies configured, so what this particular stateful inspection firewall will do, based on the policies are configured, it will complete TCP three-way handshake. Along with that one, it will define the state of the packet as well. So that is called stateful inspection. So for every firewall, always we have to create a policies or rules. So that is called stateful inspection. Every firewall by default nowadays, we have stateful inspection along with that one deep packet inspection. As compared to stateful inspection, we have deep packet inspection has more features. Okay, what is meant by deep packet inspection? I will explain in a couple of minutes. So opposite to stateful inspection is stateless, no time providing. So stateful inspection opposite is stateless inspection. In this scenario, so this firewall will not do any state of the packet, whether it is in finished state, or whether it is in acknowledgement state, or whether it is synchronous plus acknowledgement state, or urgent state, or push state, and so on, or reset state. So these are all the different types of TCP flags we discussed already. Okay, so that is about stateful inspection. Next one is application level gateway. Next generation. So this is maybe around 95 to till 2000, or maybe 90, yeah, 95 to till 2000. So fourth generation, application level gateway or application gateway. So application gateway, indirectly we can call it as web gateway, also call it as a proxy. Proxy also based on the policies configured, either it will do whitelisting or maybe block listing. Okay. So application level gateway, how we can define? So existing features, along with that one, it will add block listing, websites or apps. Additionally, whitelisting of websites or apps. Okay. So that is about application gateway. It will act as a gateway. Whenever we say gateway, it's like a bridge. Okay. Or maybe we can say intermediate device, or maybe we can say broker. Okay. So that is meant by gateway basically. Okay. So it will act as a bridge or gateway between end user machine and also to the targeted machine. And based on the policies configured, it will allow the traffic and block the traffic. Along with that one, it will provide the status of the packet as well. So that is called application level gateway. So that means even firewall has a inbuilt feature of proxy capability. Firewall has a inbuilt capability of proxy also, that I will show practically maybe day after tomorrow or maybe Saturday. So next generation is UTM, firewall or UTM. So UTM full form is Unified Threat Management. Unified Threat Management. So when you say unified, so it is a combination centralized. Single console, it will take care of all the attacks. That is called Unified Threat Management. In couple of job descriptions or job vacancies, especially for Fortinet vacancies and also Juniper vacancies, or maybe Cisco vacancies, you will see, do you have experience on, okay, UTM, or maybe we are looking for 4+ years of experience into Fortinet UTM or Juniper UTM or maybe Cisco UTM or maybe Palo Alto UTM. So this is approximate time period, maybe 2002 till 2013 or maybe 14 also. So this UTM. Okay. So this is basically firewall. This is basically from firewall. So firewall will do a lot more features as compared to existing generations of the firewall. So what are those features it will handle? I will explain now. Along with all these existing features, it has some other additional features also. Those features are, first of all, we'll define what is UTM. So it will monitor inbound traffic and outbound traffic based on the policies configured. Either it will allow the traffic or block the traffic. So that is called firewall or UTM. So now coming back, what are the different types of features we have under UTM? So there are so many features. Obviously, so packet filtering. So this is first generation. Second one is circuit level gateway. Third one is stateful inspection. Fourth one is app gateway or application level gateway or proxy otherwise. Fifth one is antivirus scanning or anti-malware scanning. Next one is basic DLP, basic network DLP. We are not discussing about endpoint DLP, basic network DLP. So inbuilt features of IDS IPS. So next one is anti-malware. Anti-malware we discussed already. URL filtering or web filtering or content filtering or bright cloud URL filtering. So same name. Okay. So these are a couple of features it will be taken care by firewall. Okay, so first one is packet filtering, nothing but which packet we have to enable and which packet we have to block. Circuit level gateway, it will provide the TCP three-way handshake is completed or not. Stateful inspection, it will provide the what is the status of the packet along with so TCP three-way handshake is completed or not. So next one is application level gateway. It's like a proxy. Even firewall will be act as a proxy. And antivirus or anti-malware scanning, what are files are entering. Example maybe through drive-by downloads or maybe through pen drives or maybe through email attachments. What are emails it is entering into inbound traffic and outbound traffic. Firewall has a inbuilt capability. Okay, so till 2013, it is taking for scanning of one malware file approximate 15 minutes. Till 2013 or 14, if any malware file or any file is entering into the organization level, that may perimeter level or maybe interfile level, it is taking 15 minutes. By maybe compromise will happen. So that's why every vendor, what they have done. So every vendor, they have done some R&D. What are 15 minutes initial time they invented, they reduced to 30 seconds itself. Now, nowadays, from till 2014, sorry, 2014 to till today, what are files are entering, it is taking only 30 seconds to validate if the file is entering into organization level or maybe leaving from the organization level. It is taking only 30 seconds to provide verdict, whether that file has malware infection or not. But till 2013, it is taking 15 minutes for file submission related to malware infection. Okay, so that is called antivirus or anti-malware scanning. Next one is basic network DLP. Example, maybe you're uploading large amount of the data in Google Drive or OneDrive or maybe virustotal.com or maybe hybridanalysis.com or maybe any other websites as well. In that scenario, obviously it is a network level, so it is traversing. Then this particular firewall, it can provide. So a couple of data, maybe it is leaking. That is one of the practical scenario or use case. Second scenario, maybe one of the email end user is sending from professional to personal and personal to professional. In that scenario, so that particular email will come as a network transfer from sender to recipient. In that scenario as well, so firewall has a capability. So is there any data is leaking? So that level of basic DLP it will do. Network level DLP. Whatever we discussed yesterday, DLP is different case. That is on host level, laptop level, basically laptop or MacBook or workstation or desktop. Whatever we are discussing today, it's a completely network level, traversing level. Okay. Next one, IDS IPS. So this one, it will not take care of HIDS HAPS, but it will take care of network IDS and network IPS. In case any abnormal or malicious or suspicious act will happen in the network level, so firewall has a capability to detect and also to alert. That is on the NIDS side. In the similar way, on the NAPS side, so whatever abnormal or malicious or harmful activities happening, it will detect, it will prevent, or it will block as well. So that is NAPS. So firewall has inbuilt feature of this one also. Next one is URL filtering or web filtering or content filtering or bright cloud URL filtering. So all these four are synonyms. Synonyms. So especially content filtering is one of the interior question. What is mean by content filtering in? Okay, so firewall. What do you mean by content filtering in firewall? So content filtering meaning here. So which websites we have to allow and which websites we have to block. So every organization, every applications or URL, it will not allow. Couple of applications they will block, couple of applications they will allow. URL is nothing but application or website otherwise. Okay, based on the business requirement, so they will go on, they will classify which websites we have to allow and which websites we have to block. So that is called URL filtering basically. This one also we can refer as a app control and web control. So we discussed one of the EDR related feature is called app control and web control. So nothing but which websites we have to allow and which applications we have to allow, which websites we have to block and which websites we have to allow. Same thing is applicable to here as well. So Bright Cloud is one of the third party vendor. Now all the firewalls, they integrate with the Bright Cloud as well. It's a open source previously. Now every firewall vendor, that may be Palo Alto or Portigate or Cisco or maybe Juniper or SonicWall or WatchGuard or CyberRoam and so on. Every vendor, they integrate this Bright Cloud open source feed into our firewalls. Okay. Now what are malicious URL? It is entering, example like the threat intelligence feeds. I said already. So example, maybe Russia and Ukraine war is going on. In that particular scenario, what are malicious URLs are entering into all over the worldwide. So this Bright Cloud has a capability to identify those URLs and it will integrate it to our firewall. So whenever any malicious URL end user is clicking on, automatically it will block it. So that is called URL filtering or Bright Cloud URL filtering or content filtering. So that is about firewall or UTM and current generations of firewall from 2014 to till today. So whatever firewall we are using, that is called NGFW. NGFW full form is next generation firewall or next gen firewall. So what this next generation firewall will do, along with all these features, additionally, it will do some other features as well. So definition same as it is, but it has advanced features. So next generation firewall will monitor inbound traffic and outbound traffic, and based on the policies configured as per business requirement, either it will block or maybe either it will allow the traffic. So same definition. So features point of view, packet filtering, circuit level gateway, stateful inspection, app gateway or proxy, or antivirus or anti-malware scanning, basic network DLP, IDS IPS, URL filtering. Next one is deep packet inspection. Deep packet inspection, meaning here, whatever packet is entering into the organization, it will open the packet. Is there any malicious spoofed IP address is existing on that particular packet? We discussed IP spoofing or IP masking. Okay. So every IP packet contains IP header and payload. IP header once again is contains so source IP and destination IP, where the packet is originating and where the packet has to reach. So payload is a piece of written code or body of the content or maybe body of the email or message and so on. So that is called payload. So water packet is coming or leaving from the organization. In that scenario, this deep packet inspection capability, it can open the packet and it can validate is there any infection is existing related to malware. Not only that one, even spoofing is possible. Attack has done any spoofing category. The onion router, Tor IP, even that type of IPs also, it can open and it can see is there any spoofed IPs available in that particular packet. That is called deep packet inspection. Next one is Wi-Fi monitoring also. Nowadays, what our next generation firewalls we are using. So there is no need to purchase separate tools. Example, we have a lot of tools are available in the market. Maybe Aruba, or maybe Cisco, or maybe Huawei or Hawaii, maybe okay, Avaya, so Juniper. So these are a couple of very famous tools are available related to wireless. So even couple of vendors, they are monitoring Wi-Fi as well. So Wi-Fi, I'll explain. Okay, so at the time of our firewall demo, practical firewall demo. So if you want to monitor any Wi-Fi, first of all, we required access points, AP. AP means access point. Whenever now onwards, whenever you are visiting any railway station or bus station or maybe airport as well, okay, you can see in the ceiling, you can see couple of access points. So nowadays, all these restaurants as well as hotels and also airport or bus stations and railway stations, all these, okay, people, they are providing free Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. So if you are going for airport, they will give for 1 hour time to access for one mobile number, 1 hour time for the free Wi-Fi. In the similar way, trains, I mean, railway stations and bus stations, even couple of private related restaurants and hotels as well. Okay, so in that hotels and restaurants and railway stations and airports, you can see on top of the ceiling couple of access points. First of all, if you want to deploy any wireless, what we have to do? We have to do survey. Maybe example, you can consider on 10 building or 10 floor building is there. In that particular 10 floor building, we have to deploy overall so wireless. Whether one router is sufficient? No, not at all. Consider one of the software industry company or maybe one of the bank. So 10 floor building is existing. In the 10 floor building, if you want to deploy wireless, so do you think that one router is sufficient? No. So every employee has to access the wireless or Wi-Fi. In that scenario, first what these wireless vendors they will do, they will conduct some survey. So using couple of magnet spectrum, air magnet spectrum or wireless spectrum, and then they will validate how many access points are required. After doing the so respect to survey, finally they'll conclude that in first floor maybe 20 access points, second floor 30 access points, third floor 20 access points, and overall they will give count. For every access point, we will define SSID. SSID. So SSID is nothing but single set identifier. In our day-to-day terminology, you will people say, what is Wi-Fi name? That is wrong basically. So in our day-to-day terminology, so what is the Wi-Fi name? That is wrong. SSID name, basically that one, SSID, single set identifier. Okay. So for every access point, we have to define SSID. And so we have to define two basically frequencies. One is 2.4 gigahertz frequency channel. Second one is 5 gigahertz channel. So 2.4 gigahertz channel will provide the less strength, and 5 gigahertz channel will provide the more strength. Okay. So even any interference is happening and conflicts is occurring in between these two frequency channel, our firewall will monitor and it can identify. Okay. So that one also it will handle. Not only that one, even someone is trying to do wireless category of the attacks. Example, wireless hijacking, or maybe so rogue device cracking of the passwords. In Wi-Fi terminology, whatever attacker name, we can call it rogue, R-O-G-U-E, rogue. So couple of access points related wireless routers they will use. They will crack easily our Wi-Fi password. Then they will enter into our organization level. That is also possible. That will cost approximate $5. Okay. So that we can discuss later, guys. Don't worry. So that is our Wi-Fi. Even okay, firewall has a capability of Wi-Fi monitoring also. Next one is ATP, advanced threat prevention. Advanced threat prevention. APT, advanced persistent threat. We did not discuss this attack. Unfortunately, I forgot. APT, advanced persistent threat. So what is advanced persistent threat? So attacker will monitor continuously, and whenever any weakness is identified, so he will identify that particular weakness and he will exploit the attack. That is called advanced persistent threat. Advanced. Okay, so new features or advanced features, persistence, continuous monitoring. And whenever he will identify weakness, then obviously what he will do? He will do the exploitation and installation as per cyber culture process. That is called APT, advanced persistent threat. Example, APT hacking group names are, okay, otherwise I will type here itself. So one more attack. So 45th. So APT. So APT means advanced persistent threat. So first of all, what is A? Advanced means advanced features. Persistent means continuous monitoring. Till identify the weakness or vulnerability. Threat. Vulnerability will be exploited. That is called threat. So if you are combining these three together, then it is called APT attack. So attacker will use advanced features or advanced malware, advanced phishing emails, advanced any spoofing category, flooding category, a voice pattern category. And finally, he will monitor whenever any weakness is identified, he will exploit those malwares or scripts or maybe so whatever he is trying to use different types of tactics and techniques and procedures. Then finally, he will compromise our systems. So that is called APT. If you want to mitigate this one, mitigations. So what we have to use? We have to take care of ATP. ATP is a solution. APT is an attack. Advanced persistent threat is a attack. Advanced threat prevention is a solution. Don't confuse. Advanced threat prevention. So it's a solution. Every firewall has a capability of advanced threat prevention. Advanced threat prevention. Even it will identify those unknown category of the attacks as well. As a machine learning capability or behavioral capability as well. So that is one of the mitigation. Next one, we have to use next generation firewall, obviously, because ATP is subset of next generation firewall. Third one, we have to use NADS, NAPS. Fourth one, we have to use proxy. So this is the way how we can mitigate APT category of the attacks. Couple of examples of APT hacking group names are examples of APT hacking group names. Or anyone? Can you give one or two? Can you give one or two? Can you give one?
Eternal Blue,
Excellent. Excellent. Eternal Blue. What is second one?
Eternal Romance,
Eternal Romance. What is cognizant attack name? Cognizant hacking group name?
Red Chill,
No Chacha.
Chacha,
Yeah.
and Mage.
Maze is a ransomware attack name basically. Chacha is a hacking group name. Okay.
That Regil, sir, Regil.
Yeah. Yeah, Regil. That's right. So these are all the couple of okay. So hacking group names. So you can go and you can watch my YouTube channel. So I provide a regularly water. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. One second, guys. So apologies, guys. Actually, one of the person is needed. One of the signature for Citibank in my company. I am not correct person basically. Yeah. So the Regil is also one of the groups. So these are the couple of hacking group names related to APT. Okay. So that is called APT. So now coming back, ATP is a solution and APT is an attack. Most of the people confuse this one, APT and ATP. Okay. So now go back to network security. Nowadays, next generation firewall has the capability of even ATP also, advanced threat prevention. Okay. So this is one thing it will do. Additionally, it has a capability of WAF also, web application firewall. So obviously it will prevent attacks against OS top 10. Against OS top 10. So those things also it will block, but it will not do full-fledged WAF capability, but it will do approximate 70% WAF capability. So that I will show practically. So whatever these features we are discussing, all those things I will show you practically. There is no need to worry. There is no need to buy heart also.
Sir, what about email gateway?
No, email gate it will not do. So email spoofing maybe it will do, but it will not do this one. So these are all the couple of things we done by domain monitoring it will do. So these are all the couple of things it will do. So these things I will show you practically in the Fortinet firewall as a part of our practical scenario or demo tool. So that is about next generation firewall. So now we will start about licensing option, design, deployment, security profiles configuration, what is NAT and what is high availability, what is firewall upgrade, then what is policies we have to configure in the firewall level, what is top-down approach, and also what is VPN, what are the different types of VPN we have, like a remote VPN or site-to-site VPN, those things. Yeah, so that is about overall, okay, firewall. And also who are all vendors are available in the market. Okay, so that is about overall firewall level theoretical part. So what are theoretical I'm discussing, practically also I will show you, similar to like EDR tools. So let's start now. Licensing. So licensing completely depending on several parameters in the firewall level. If it is endpoint security, licensing completely depending on how many number of endpoints are there, how many number of users are there, or how many number of assets are there. So that is on the endpoint level or endpoint security level. So, but coming back to on the next generation firewall. So always you can compare one tool with another tool so that it is easy. So always, maybe we are discussing now firewall. Maybe next we will discuss about network IDS, network IPS. Next we'll discuss about proxy. So compare all these different types of tools. What is the licensing option EDR? What is the licensing option firewall? What is the licensing option web application firewall? What is the licensing option SIM tool? If I do the comparison, then easily you can remember that one and also easily you can grasp it. But you will buy it, you will forget it everything. So licensing is depending on several parameters. So first one is number of end users. Second one is LAN bandwidth or speed. Third one is number of applications. Fourth one is number of concurrent applications. Number of concurrent applications. Next one is maximum number of sessions or sessions. Yeah, maximum number of sessions. Next one is maximum number of concurrent sessions. Next one is VPN sessions, maximum number of VPN sessions. Next one is maximum number of concurrent VPN sessions. And also firewall throughput or output. and so on. Okay, so these are the main factors depending on licensing option. So number of end users. Okay, so how many number of end users are there? LAN bandwidth or speed, example 1 gig or 10 gig or 100 gig or 1 terabytes. Number of applications, how many applications we are using that may be facing to internet or internal application. Number of, okay, concurrent applications. When you say concurrent, parallel, concurrent. So concurrent meaning here parallel applications, meaning here simultaneously or parallelly or at a time, how many number of applications can we access? So that is called concurrent. Maximum number of sessions. So how many number of sessions it will support by firewall? Maximum number of concurrent sessions. Parallelly, how many sessions end user they are trying to access? Maximum number of VPN sessions. How many end users they are connecting to VPN? And maximum number concurrent, parallelly or at a time or simultaneously, how many end users are connecting to VPN session? And firewall throughput, how much output of the firewall? So based on these parameters, not on this one, there are so many parameters, but these are main important parameters. So once we are providing this one, now we can go and we can purchase the model number. Model number. Example, if I want to say in our practical day to day, maybe you need or you want to purchase one of the mobile or maybe one of the laptop. Maybe example, consider laptop related to your personal. In that scenario, you have some requirement. So that may be example RAM, maybe 8 GB, hard disk, maybe 500 GB. So generations of the laptop, maybe i5 or i7 or i3 or i9, example i9. So next one is STD, HDD, and also if cost as well, price also. Then finally, you will go to Flipkart or maybe you'll go to Amazon, maybe you'll go to Walmart and you can place the order. Same thing, even if any customer, maybe example, you are working for Wipro company and SBI Bank has a firewall requirement. Now these questions, we have to send it to SBI Bank now. Now, once SBI Bank is coming back, example, number of end users are 5 lakh. LAN bandwidth or speed is 10 gig. So number of applications are 100. Number of concurrent applications are accessing by end user maybe 50. So maximum number of sessions may be 20,000. So maximum number of concurrent sessions may be 15,000. Maximum number of VPN sessions, obviously 5 lakh because 5 lakh employees. So maximum number of concurrent VPN sessions may be 2 lakh. Okay. Firewall throughput maybe 1 gig or 5 gig. So these questionnaires, if you are sending to SBI Bank, they will have to respond back all these parameters. Once they will respond back all these questions, whatever we provided, then based on this particular requirement, we can choose the suitable model number. Example, if you want to go and see, every vendor will maintain the product sheet. Okay. So just you can go and you can type example Fortinet product sheet. Actually, this confidential information they will not give. Data sheet otherwise. Yeah, so this is what I'm explaining practically. So if any customer, so they are giving yeah. So this is 40F is one of the model number. This is 60F, this is 70F, this is 80F. In the similar way, we have 1100 model number, 1000F, 1800, 2200, 2600, and so on. Okay, so these are all the product model numbers. So now whatever I'm saying, these are all the sessions: firewall latency, concurrent sessions, new session rate, firewall policies, all these parameters. Based on these parameters, okay. So these questions, if are rising to the customer, now customer has to fill all those information. Then based on this sheet, we can suggest one of the model number, whatever it is matching. It's very simple. Just we have to check and we have to validate. That's all. Okay. So that is called product sheet or data sheet. Every vendor, they will maintain the data sheet or product sheet. So that is about licensing option. Next one is firewall deployment. So firewall can be deployed in several ways, but very important firewall deployment. Okay, now I'll ask question. So first one is root mode. Root mode also called as we discussed at the at the time of OSA layer approach or OSA layers. So router will fall under which layer?
Network.
Network layer. What
Network.
the layer number?
Three.
Layer number 3.
Yeah, layer number 3. At the time of discussion of OS layer itself, I told you in future we will discuss about firewall concept. There we'll discuss about firewall deployment option. Okay, so root mode also called as anyone? Root mode also called as anyone?
Root mode also.
Root mode also called as anyone? Root means router basically.
Routing.
Layer 3. Layer 3. Layer 3. Why? Because so router is an example of network layer. It's a layer 3. So layer 3 mode. Okay. This is also called as a NAT mode, network address translation. What in by NAT? I will explain maybe tomorrow. So today it's not possible to explain. So tomorrow I'll explain about NAT mode. So root mode or layer 3 mode or NAT mode. So it's 99% of the organizations, every firewall will be deployed as a either root or layer 3 or NAT. Why? Because internet is working using router only. Internet is working router only, part of network layer. Whether any organization is not required internet, I'm asking you, is there any organization is not required internet? Without internet, is there any business is possible?
No, sir.
Yeah, very rare case it's possible. Very rare case it's possible, like a food or maybe some of the restaurants and so on. But 98% of the case, yes, for especially software companies or maybe some other companies or banking sector or healthcare sector, telecom sector, oil and gas sector, every organization, internet is a mandatory. So 98% of the cases, firewall can be deployed as a root or layer 3 or NAT mode. Why? Because internet will work in the router, using router under layer 3 mode or layer 3, part of network layer. So if I want to show practically also, just you can go and see Fortinet demo. Accept. So NGFW means next generation firewall. PRI means primary. Username is demo. Password also demo. And click on login button. And accept read only. Why? Because it's a demo tool. So login read only. So FortiGate model number is 1801. 1801 is FortiGate hardware model number 1801. 1801F. Just now we have seen even here also 1800F. Under this one 1801 we have 1801. Okay, this is what they deployed in the California location. This firewall what I'm sharing, it is in California, I think. Okay, so this is 1801 model number, and also we can see version of the Fortinet firewall is 7.2.4. Firmware version or OS version is 7.2.4. All these are interview questions. Which model number firewall did you work on? What is the firmware version of the firewall you are using? All these are okay. So interview questions. Coming back now, why I opened this one? I want to show what is the firewall deployment. You can see here system information. System information. Under the system information, so somewhere we can see mode. What is that mode name? Anyone? What is that mode name? What is that mode name?
NAT mode.
NAT. So NAT mode. So based on this one, what is the conclusion? Firewall, this firewall, whatever we are accessing, this one deployed as a NAT mode, nothing but network address translation. This is also called as root mode or layer 3 mode. Different vendors, they will call different names. So that is the reason we are able to access through internet. So if it is not facing to the internet, or this one is not configured as a NAT mode or root mode or layer 3 mode, we can't access this device at all. Okay. So second mode is switch mode. Opposite to root is obviously switch. Switch mode. Or anyone? What is another name for switch mode? Anyone? Switch mode or?
Layer 2.
Excellent. Layer 2. Based on above information. Layer 2 mode. So switch mode or layer 2 mode. So here root mode or layer 3 mode, and here switch mode or layer 2 mode. So we don't have any NAT in switch. Why? Because switch will not support to the internet. That I will explain later at the time of deployment. So that is second mode. Third one is span or mirror method. Span or mirror method. So this method we will use for POC. What is POC? What is POC?
Proof of concept.
Yes, proof of concept. Testing of the firewalls. Testing of the firewalls. So this is for internet purpose. And this is for just for internal purpose without internet. And this POC, proof of concept, not point of contact. POC means point of contact. Also, we have another definition. SPOC. SPOC. SPOC means single point of contact. Okay. So this POC is different. Proof of concept. So meaning here, if you want to purchase any of the device, first of all, we have to do the testing. So it's like a trial method, right? So if you want to purchase any cloth, how you are going to fitting room or trial room, and you will see whether it is fitting to your body or not. Same way. So testing of the tools also we will use. One of the method name is called POC, proof of concept. So next one is high availability mode. High availability mode. So every firewall by default, it will come with the high availability interface. But if you don't want to use high availability interface, then even one of the interface we can configure as a high availability interface. Don't worry, I will show all this practically. Okay. Last one is transparent or virtual. Transparent or virtual. So this is for high availability purpose. HA means high availability. Transparent or virtual, it will act as a dummy device. Dummy device. This is not at all configured. It's not recommended also, this one. This is not recommended and also not at all used. Okay. So these are all the firewall deployment methods. 98% of the cases we will use internet facing firewall. So that too using root mode or layer 3 mode or NAT mode. Okay. So these are the firewall deployment methods. Next one is types of firewalls. So types of firewall, there are two different types of firewalls. One is internet facing. Internet facing, this is also called as internet facing, also called as
Perimeter.
perfect. Perimeter. Perimeter. So internet facing is also called perimeter. Second one is internal. Opposite to internet is internal. So second one is internal. So basically, so at the time of network architecture diagram, so I have drawn the diagram only for the internet facing firewall. So before, so before ISP router or after proxy server, in between trust zone and untrust zone, okay, in the DMZ or DMZ zone. Basically, if you have the budget, even we can deploy one more internal firewall also. That is in between access switch and core switch. In between access switch and core switch. So let me open that firewall diagram. So draw.io. Yeah. So this is the network architecture diagram. So this is the firewall. This firewall is basically internet facing firewall or perimeter level firewall. Just now, what is the types of firewalls I told you? There are two different types of firewall. One is internet facing perimeter level, second internal. So where can we deploy internal? Perimeter means you know already it's you can deploy in the DMZ or DMZ or facing to internet. Okay. So internal firewall also we can deploy in between access switch and core switch. If we have the budget. So here we can deploy one more file that is internal firewall. But most of the organizations, they will not deploy. Why? Because it's a very expensive solution. So here two firewall that will cost approximately 250K to 300K. And here once again, so two firewalls. So 2 plus 2 total 4 firewalls. High availability firewall is a must device in the organization level. That's why we have to use high availability. Two firewalls we have to purchase. Here 2 plus here 2 total how many? 4 firewalls. Why we have to spend only 500K USD dollars dedicated to firewall itself? It's a very expensive solution. That is the reason most of the private companies, they will not purchase any internal firewall. So if it's a government sector or public sector, those companies, example maybe Minister of Education or Minister of, okay, so Defense or Navy or Army or Supreme Court or Parliament, okay, or any police department, any, okay, so healthcare department related to government hospitals. So those people, they will purchase. Why? Because government is providing funding. Okay, so but otherwise, most of the organizations, 90% of the organizations, they will not purchase internal firewall. 10% organizations only they will purchase, especially for banking sector, public sector, government sector, telecom sector or telco sector. Okay, healthcare sector. So these are the very, very famous companies. They'll purchase these two firewalls, 2 plus 2. If you have budget, yes, you can also purchase, not an issue. But budget is constraint here. Okay. So that is about internal facing. Okay, internet facing, sorry, internet facing. This is also called perimeter. Second one is internal. Okay. So next one is zones, firewall zones. Firewall zones. How many zones we have, guys? And score as well. Anyone?
3 zones.
What are those 3 zones?
Zone, demilitarized zone, external zone.
Yeah. Trust zone. This is also called as
Internal zone.
Internet zone.
internal, not
Yeah,
internet.
internal zone. Yeah.
Internal. So what is the score here?
100.
100 plus.
100.
DMZ.
So second one is DMZ
DMZ
or
DMZ.
DMZ. What is the score
50.
here?
50.
Yeah, 50-50. What is third one?
Yeah, untrust zone.
Yeah, untrust also called as external.
External.
This is also
Internet.
called as internet. This is also called a public. This is also called even WAN also, or WAN. So score is 0.
0.
So these are 3 different types of zones we have. This is already we discussed part of our network architecture diagram. Okay. So that is about firewall zones. So yeah. So tomorrow we'll continue, guys. Tomorrow we'll continue. So tomorrow I will take 1.5 hours. Tomorrow I will take 1.5 hours. I will complete firewall topic. There are a lot of things we have to discuss. And not only this one, even practical tool itself, it will take 4 days dedicated to firewall. Okay. So do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, guys, thank you so much and good night. See you tomorrow.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, you told that endpoint security solutions, no, sir?
Yes. Yeah.
For each endpoints, we require total whole antivirus and DLP and file integrity monitoring. Everything we require, no, sir.
Perfect question, Monica. Thanks for asking this one.
Yeah.
So yes, if we have all these solutions, 98% of the case our endpoints will not get compromised. If are using only dedicated to EDR, okay, so maybe more chances are there. That is called defense in depth control. Maybe attacker is bypassing EDR tool. So maybe we have data loss or data leak prevention, maybe file integrity related data breaches, even IDS IPs related data breaches. So even encryption related data breaches as well. So if it's basically as per security best practices from European Council, ISACA, ISC Square, NIST framework, it's better to have all those 5.
Yeah, all these agents can be configured in a one machine at a time itself, sir.
No. So EDR you can configure, and next one is so HDS, HAPS you can ignore. Even file integrity monitoring also you can ignore. Why? Because EDR can support file integrity monitoring capability, but DLP you have to purchase, and also encryption you have to purchase. Total 3 agents. One is EDR, second one is DLP, third one is encryption. So HDS, HAPS, and file integrity monitoring we can ignore.
Okay, sir.
So that's why we have to do at the time of installing the agents, performance related issues also. So it's a very good question. Thanks for asking. It's implementation level basically. So if I'm installing so many agents, obviously it will consume a lot of bandwidth and CPU utilization, RAM utilizations. So that one also we have to validate. So that's why very quickly should not go and take the decision. All these things we have to take care of at the time of POC, proof of concept. Then only we have to decide which solution is the best. Is there any performance related issues are coming and application compatibility issues are coming?
But
it
we
clear?
cannot assume which type from where the attack will comes, no, sir. So maybe these all things has to be configured in a one machine. But how can we know that? Like
Yeah.
this one is suitable for the end user machines.
So that's why we have to do the testing. So in quick manner, we should not go and we should not purchase after validating. So even if are taking 2 months or 3 months, as I said, for implementing and testing, sorry, not for implementing, for testing purpose, POC, proof of concept, maybe couple of vendors tools, they will consume less bandwidth, less CPU utilization, less performance related issues. But couple of vendors, it will consume more bandwidth, more CPU utilization. That's why all this testing we have to do proper way at the time of POC, proof of concept. Then only we have to choose the proper solution as well as proper architecture and also proper performance related issues. After doing all this fine tuning, then we have to purchase the solutions.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it's a very
Actually,
good question,
here,
Monica. Yeah, why I'm saying
yeah,
this one, even we went and we verified all these solutions like a Sophos, long back story, I'm saying this one. So Sophos, then even McAfee EPO, Symantec, that time there is no CrowdStrike, there is no Sentinel one, there is no Carbon Block and so on. Silence is there. So unfortunately, Silence EDR is consuming more bandwidth and CPU utilization, and DLP we are using Digital Guardian, that is consuming less bandwidth, and file integrity monitoring we are using Varonis, it is consuming less bandwidth. So thereafter we went and we verified one more tool that is called McAfee EPO. Even though we installed 3 agents, so McAfee EPO is consuming less bandwidth. Okay, finally we have chosen instead of Sophos, instead of Silence, we chosen McAfee EPO. So it's completely implementation. Before implementation, testing is very, very important. So whoever is taking care of POC, those people has to verify all these testing related issues.
sir. Actually, CrowdStrike is a advanced one, no, sir.
Yes, it's advanced one, but unfortunately, it will not do full-fledged DLP, and it will not do the full-fledged encryption. First of all, it doesn't have encryption capability itself. Even though it's advanced one, it doesn't have the full-fledged DLP capability, full-fledged encryption. So encryption, hard disk encryption, it will not do, not at all. So then in that scenario, in case any physical theft or physical damage, it will happen. So then obviously one of the dedicated vendor is required. So it's better to have all these solutions, but it depends once again based on the business and based on the requirement, based on the money and budget. If single solution, if single solution is providing all the full-fledged capability based on our business requirement, yes, one tool is sufficient to take care of everything. So that's why you have to do proper validation at the time of solution architecture.
Yes, sir. Actually, if we take an end user machine, so the data may be got an virus or a DLP. Everything will be happens, no, sir, for every end user machine. So we cannot think that any of the things will not be happen. So everything will be happens, no, sir. So
yeah, that's why in my organization, in my current organization also, we are in 3 different types of agents in my laptop. One is CrowdStrike, one is Zscaler, third one McAfee EPO, fourth one is Symantec. So these 4 we are using. So my RAM utilization is 32 GB. There is no performance related issues. So everything is working perfectly all right.
okay,
Is it
sir.
clear or not? Yeah. So that's the reason
Yes, sir.
even your performance is reducing. Maybe your your RAM size is only 4 GB. Unfortunately, agent is not able to take care of all those things. You have to speak with the reset team and you have to ask them to upgrade to either 8 GB or 16 GB or 30 GB. Even in my existing organization also, at the time of I onboarded, my RAM size is only 8 GB. Because of these agents issues and performance related issues, so I spoke with asset team and corporate IT team and I upgraded my RAM size from 8 GB to 16 GB. So that time it's working fine. So these are all things we have to take care basically.
Okay, sir.
Coming back to your question, it's better to have all these solutions in place.
Sir, yeah, sir, you said that either DLP or antivirus or any of the agent will be configured in an end user machine. So I thought that anything happens to the end user machines, it may be data loss or anything HADS or HAPS. So why can't we configure all these solutions in a end user machine itself? So that's why I
No,
asked.
that maybe it's very good question. Maybe tomorrow yourself and myself, maybe we can develop one of the new product and we can name it as a one of the endpoint security product and we can work on this one. It's like innovative that it's a very, very good idea basically.
Yes, sir. Actually, I thought that CrowdStrike is an advanced type of technology. So why could CrowdStrike can
No,
have
CrowdStrike
this all type of
unfortunately,
security solutions?
yeah, even it's advanced one. Unfortunately, there's a couple of drawbacks also there. Please go and read one of the Gartner report. Then you are aware of Gartner report, CrowdStrike. Then you will come to know what are the advantages as well as drawbacks.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
you said that
in that
Gartner report also is in a commercial way. So
exactly that's right. That obviously it's commercial. Maybe tomorrow I'm inventing one of the new product. I will put some of the product name is RK Endpoint Security. So I'll pay some money to the Gartner and they will provide good rating for me.
yeah, but how can we come to know that it is the best solution for us?
So obviously we have to do testing. Other than we can't do just like that. So survey wise, we should not trust any tool.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Now I'm good.
Yeah. Thanks for good questions. Okay, guys. Thank you so much and good night.